Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be looking at a fog of war puzzle today. This is called Paths Through the Mist, and it's by Chili, who has featured on the channel many times and was one of the great minds behind an ARG that we did. That's probably a year ago now. Goodness, time flies. Anyway, I'll explain the rules of this one in a moment or two's time, but if you're unfamiliar with Fog of War Sudoku, be prepared to be wowed. The idea is that you use the logic in the cells you can see to deduce things about the grid. And if you manage to deduce, say you got this digit, and you entered it correctly, it would clear the fog from the surrounding cells. So you gradually get to learn more and more about the puzzle. You don't need to guess. That's very important. So don't sort of just go to this square and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in. You will find out. It will clear the fog, but that is not how Chili will have designed the puzzle to be solved. So you're spoiling it for yourself if you do that. Now, I'm starting this video too late today. It's very late. Normally, it's now 10 to 5, which is ridiculously late for me trying to record the day's video. I normally try and record them early afternoon. And the reason is my plumbing woes, my electricity woes started, and then my plumbing woes have continued. Some of you sometimes write kind things about my ability to solve Sudoku puzzles. If this was a plumbing channel, no one would watch. Or they'd only watch for comedy value. I am one of the world's least practical people, and my ability to solve any sort of problem that involves plumbing or electricity, or indeed anything DIY related, is so ludicrously poor. Honestly, it's just dreadful. And I'm having all I've got to do is connect one pump output to a pipe. Now, I know that sounds straightforward. I mean, it sounds straightforward when I say it. Can I do it? No, I can't do it with anything that would approach aplomb. I've managed to reconnect the old pump to the pipe, but in a much less efficient way. So now when the pump's on, everything sprays out everywhere. And can I attach the new pump to the pipe? No, I cannot. I believe that is beyond the wit of this man, at least. Anyway, that is why, that's a long digression. That is why today's video is delayed. Anyway, let me move on. I'll do the rules of this in a moment or two's time. I've got a couple of birthdays to do. A few things to mention. We're doing a live edition of Cracking the Cryptic at the Stratford-Upon-Avon Literary Festival on the 27th of October. If you'd like to go, I'll put a link under the video to where you can get tickets. Our Patreon reward competition for the month of September closes in just 2 days' time. So if you're still working away on the last few puzzles, do try and get your entries into us by Friday and have a chance to win the competition. What else did I want to say? There was one other thing I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was, so I'm going to have to do the birthdays. I'll start off with a late birthday, but it's a late birthday that's not my fault, which makes me feel fine. Or at least less bad. Melissa, your boyfriend Alton wrote to us and said that you do enjoy watching the channel. It was your birthday on the 13th, so 5 days late, but I only got the message today, so it's not my bad. And Melissa, I hope you had an absolutely brilliant birthday, of course, with chocolate cake. I haven't been told whether you had chocolate cake, but I'm sure if you're a true fan of Cracking the Cryptic, you will have endeavoured, or at least Alton will have endeavoured to find you some properly iced cake. And I hope it was good. But a birthday actually today is to Jared. Jared, you've turned 22 today. I know this because your best friend Thomas wrote us a lovely email saying that the two of you went to the same college in Connecticut. Don't worry, I won't do the David Mitchell poem, which I always really do want to do when I just see the word Connecticut. Anyway, I'm digressing again. But I think, Jared, you went to LA to work, and Thomas has stayed to continue his studies in Connecticut. And Thomas thought it would be a nice thing, because the two of you do watch the channel, if I was to hope, Jared, that you get chocolate cake today, and I certainly hope you do. I'm sure they do many great chocolate cakes in Los Angeles. I haven't been to Los Angeles for a long time. More's the pity. Anyway, I hope you have a very happy birthday. And with that said, let us turn our attention to actually doing some Sudoku solving. Paths through the mist by Chile. These are the rules. Fog of war. The grid is partially covered in fog. Placing correct digits will clear the fog, possibly revealing more clues. Chaos construction. Each row, column and region contains the digits 1 to 9 exactly once each. A region is an orthogonally connected collection of cells, and regions are to be determined. So what that means is that in this puzzle, obviously in normal Sudoku, the regions look like this. Probably most of you are familiar with that, but in this puzzle you could get strange regions. So we could have a region that looks like that, for example. And we'd have to make sure that that region contained the digits 1 to 9 once each, and then we could have a region sticking out the top like that, and that region would have to have the digits 1 to 9 once each as well. Now, arrows. We can see some arrows. The digit in a cell containing an arrow indicates the number of region borders in that direction. If there is more than one arrow, the number of borders is the same in each direction. So it's not the total for all directions. Okay, so if this square was a 2, that would mean there were 2 region borders looking to the north. Oh, I see. Okay, so let me go to the line tool. So if we look north from this cell, we can see 1, 2, 3 region borders. So this digit could be a 1, 2, or a 3, I think. But whatever it was, let's say it was a 2, there would have to be 2 region borders out of the 5 region borders beneath that cell. So it's quite an interesting rule, that. The outer edges of the grid do not count as borders. Well, that makes sense. And circles. Okay, we can see 2. Oh, we can see 2 circles as well. A digit in a circle equals the number of cells. Sorry, equals the total number of cells seen horizontally and vertically that are in the same region as the digit, including itself. Right. So if that square was, I don't know, a 5. That means that something like that might be how this region... So in other words, this region would have... So it obviously has to be 9 cells overall, but this cell would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a cave count. If you're familiar with the logic problem cave or corral, that is, I think, what these circles are giving us. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. I did look this up on Logic Masters Germany before I turned on the webcam. It only has 3 stars for difficulty, even though it's a chaos construction. So that is a rare thing indeed. Anyway, do have a go. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm actually going to start here because that square is a 1, 2 or a 3, isn't it? Because there are only 3 borders above the cell. Now this square is a 1 or a 2 because there are only 2 borders to the left and indeed to the south. Oh dear. Okay, I don't really know what to do then. Oh, I don't think I've understood the rules properly. What's this? This is going to... Or the circles give the number of cells seen. Oh, you can't... Well, oh, sorry. Okay, so you can't have a 1 in a circle. If you have a 1 in a circle, that's the only cell in the region that this sees, and that would imply ludicrousness. That is not a possible region in the puzzle, is it? So I think, right, we're just being given that digit. I just didn't understand. Whoa! Okay, so that's given us lots of things. Now, what does this 2 mean, though? It means that there are... Because this 2 is doing double duty. It's because we've got region borders as well. There've got to be 2 region borders here and 2 region borders here. And this square sees 1 more cell, and that we can see that's either going to be here or here. What's that digit? that's an arrow. That must be a 1. Sorry, that's very clear. You could only put one region border between that cell and the edge of the grid. So we get given a couple of digits here once we understand the rules. That square's interesting. How many region borders can we have to the left here? We could have 2, but we can't have 2 due to Sudoku, so we're going to have 1. I can see some cave considerations that are going to emerge here as a result of that. But let me just think about this for a second or two. What's that digit? 1, 2, 3. That is a 1, 2, or a 3. Okay, so I'm going to do some cave considerations, because what we're told here is that there is one border to the left of this square. Now that border then is either there or there. And that means that all of these squares are in the same region of the puzzle, aren't they? And that region might include row 9, column 2, but it might not. So all of these squares must be in the same region of the puzzle. And therefore, well, yeah, okay. So actually, I've now spotted a rinky-dink. This is very nice from Chile. I now know where this border goes, and that's because I'm not sure I like my. Actually, what I can do is I'll change the purple color. I was thinking I couldn't really see the border, but what would happen if the border that we know exists to the west of this one? What would happen if it was there? Now that's broken the puzzle. And the reason it's broken the puzzle is what digit would we put into those two squares? That these two squares are counting how many squares they see vertically and horizontally in their own region. And they're both going to see everything that's blue in this column. However many cells of blue it is, both of these see that, and they don't have a horizontal component, so they would contain the same digit. And that's not going to work, is it? So we've got to avoid that, and the way we'll avoid that is by putting that border there and making this blue. And therefore we know this digit is one more than this digit, but we know something else as well. This square must have a horizontal component that is now at least 2, because it can't have one horizontal component or it'll have the same count as this square. So at least those two squares are blue. And we know that there's a region border between these two squares, so this square is a new region. This is very nice. This is very nice. Oh, look. Look, we can build all this. We can build lots of things. It's sort of Lego Sudoku. Now, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 7 cells of blue included. But that is a 1. Because all these have to be the same. Aha! There we go. So that, and we can put that border in. And now, well, now it's getting very difficult to put a 1 into blue, isn't it? Where are we getting a blue 1 from? I think it's got to be up here somewhere. Maybe not there. In those. Oh no, and it can't be there. It can't actually be there, can it? Because there's already 2 borders. In fact, what is that square? There's already 2 borders. There could be 4 borders. Okay, it's a 3 or a 4. Sorry, my phone was buzzing at me there. And this square is saying there's 1 border, which must be seen by this square. Oh, hang on, no, I've made a mistake, I think. This is, oh no, okay, so this is a 2. No, I think that is right, because what we're seeing here, if we look at this row, there's 1 border in all of those positions, and there's this border here, that's a second border that this will see, so that must be a 2. There we go, that was correct. I do like Fog of War. You get sort of instant feedback about whether or not you've got a correct digit or not. Right, this is in a new, this is not in the orange region, because then if it was in the orange region, orange would have 2 1s in it, and that won't work. This is not in the blue region or the orange region, but could be in the green region. But because blue has a 2 in it already, we can draw that boundary in. Now, actually, I don't know then. Maybe I'll get rid of green. I'll make both of those green. And this might be green, but we don't know. And we've still got the perennial problem that we've had, which is that we still need to put a 1 into blue. And we've only got 2 more cells of blue to find. Yeah, okay. So given I've got 1s in these 3 positions, there must be a 1 in one of those. Well, there must be a 1 in column 1 that is blue. So it must be in one of those 2 positions. And that means this square is definitely blue. And if that was a 1, there would be 1 boundary above that. Oh. Could that be blue? It would be 1, 2, it would be a 3, so I think it could be. Oh dear, now I'm stuck. Maybe one thing we could do is to limit. Yes, I can limit this digit now, because the maximum extent of blue in the column is to row 4, column 1. And that would make the count of this square a 6. So this is 5 or 6. This is 1 more, which is 6 or 7 then. And this is 1 more than that, which is 7 or 8. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, let's think about this digit then. This digit, 1, 2, 3, is as big as 4, but not bigger than that. But it's got the same. Yeah, okay, there must be a border between these 2 squares. Because if there wasn't, they both have a southern counter, a southern arrow, so they'd have the same number in them if there was no border. There must be a border there. And this, in fact, this one must be exactly 1 greater than this one, mustn't it? Because it's seeing an extra border in the southerly direction. So that can't be 1, because it's got to be. This can't be 4, because this can't be 1. This can't be 3. Because it can't be 1 greater. This is 1 or 2. This is 2 or 3. And there's going to be 1 border at least in this direction to separate blue from the rest of the world. Okay, what's that digit then? That digit is it's as much as 4, but it's not 1, so it's 2, 3, or 4, I think. And this, oh, I see. Yes, okay. Sorry, I hadn't appreciated this. This square, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, or 4 as well. It's not 2. There's a 2 in blue already. So, but oh no, I can't. I don't. I was thinking, do I know what this digit is? No, it's already got a count of 3. But it depends whether we have to do that one or not. I'm not sure whether we do. Do we know? We know that orange is not green. That is something we do know. And I know that there's some new region that's emerged down here that is not orange. So this needs its own colour. Let's make that one purple. Even though, so purple must get out there. Orange must get out here. And this is counting the number of easterly borders, which is now 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it's not 1, so that's 2, 3, or 4. And we can draw the borders in here. I'm enjoying this. And all we've got to do now is, I mean, if this was, oh, whoopsie, if this is a 1, it's incredibly constraining because it would see its border down here. So all of these would be orange. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, that's lovely. If this was a 1, because we already see the border, all of these would be in orange, and orange would have 2 1s in it. So that must be a 2, which means this is a 3 because it sees 1 more. This is not a 2. There's a 3, 4 pair here. So this is the 1. Ah, okay. Now, does that mean it does? It means we've got 8 cells in blue, but I don't know. I still don't know if that one. Have I misunderstood this? I could well have done. I want to know whether this is blue or not. I don't think it has to be. Okay. One thing we can say from this being a 1 is either there is a border here, or there is a border there that crowns blue, if you like. And then there's no borders in the rest of the column. So those 3 squares are in the same region. So they can all turn yellow. This digit is at least a 5. So it cannot be blue. It can't be blue. Because if it's blue, it's the last blue and it's only seeing 3. So that cell is something else. The reason it's at least 5, of course, is it's already seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in its row. So both of those are big digits, actually. And, wow, okay. I don't know what to do with that. We could... There's got to be, actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. I've got circles here. So, that's counting the number of borders to the right, but it's also... Oh, hang on. I've made a mistake, haven't I? Have I made a mistake with the labelling of this? Because this is already seeing 4. Which would imply it has to be a 4. That's going to fix this as well. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Why didn't I see that immediately? Is that just because I overlooked the rule? So this digit... Yeah, I think I was looking at it from a borders perspective only. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the maximum it can be. But that is also counting how many cells it sees, and it sees 4. So I think that is a 4. Well, that's a relief. That's right, and we can look at all these regions we're building. And now orange does go up here, which means we know that orange is different from green, so green goes up. And, well, what does that mean? Purple must extend here. We haven't... We haven't managed to put a 2 in orange, which makes me want to go there. Anyway, let's not do that though. We can do the 4 here and the 3 here, which is surely a better thing to do. And that 4, that's lovely. That 4 is completing blue because it puts the 4th border in below it, and now blue has only got 8 cells in it, and the only place it can extend is there. So that is the full extent of blueliness in the grid. We get to draw a T in the grid. And we've got 3 to put in above this one. Now, how do we do this? There's a 2 here, so there is a border in one of these 3 positions. But oh, hang on. Orange can't get that 2. Orange can't get that 2 unless it loops round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's too many cells. Orange can't get this 2 because if orange gets this 2, if this was orange, then the only way of getting these 6 cells to connect to this in the right number of cells would be to make this orange, and now I haven't got two borders south. So this is not the orange 2. So where does orange get its 2 from? Not there, not there, not here. So it's none of it definitely is none of these squares. It can't get a 2 anywhere there, anywhere there. And it can't get above any of these. It can't get above these rows. It's only got 3 more cells to take. So it couldn't get a 2 up here, for example, because to connect it would be too far. So it can't get a 2 here. Hang on, where's it getting its 2? Oh, I see. It can get one. No, it can't. Ah, no, I've lost the will. How does this work? Hang on. Can't get one from there. Oh, it's got to. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is so clever. Where does orange get a 2? I think it can't get one from here because this is delineated by the 4 clue. But it has to get one from below all these positions. And it's not able to overlap with purple, and it's got 3 cells to play with. So I think that is telling us literally exactly how orange moves. And we get to write a 2 in there. That's really clever, Chili. That is really clever. Now these are 1 apart, aren't they? Because this is counting. Well, this is really interesting, actually. What is this number? Because purple has to keep going now. Purple has to take that square. Purple is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, this needs to have a vertical component, or these cave clues would be the same. 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 cells of purple. Now, so this digit is 6. It's seeing 6 at the moment. It is 6 or 7, and I've got a 6-7 pair in the bottom of the grid, which means this is at least an 8. And at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly. Yeah, so we don't know. So that is 8 or 9. But this is 6 or 7, so this is 5 or 6. We can delineate the green. We may as well do it. We know that this digit is not green, because green already has a 2 in it. Oh. Ah, look. The 2 has already got its count. 1, 2. So these are in the same region. And that region is not green. So this is a new region, which we shall make. We shall award the mantle of... Ooh, these are the decisions that are sent to try us. We'll make it red. So green has to come out. So this isn't green or red now, because green's already had a 3 in it. We might as well delineate this, although it's hard against the red background. Do we think this is green? The answer is I've no idea. Ah, hang on. Look, there's a 1 clue here, which has been fulfilled already with this boundary, so all of those are red. Oh, I don't like the red against the orange, so I'm going to change red. I'm going to make red into lime green. There we go. Well, hang on. Now we have to be very careful, because this must now be lime green. There is not enough room. That all of these squares down here are either purple or green, and only one of them is purple. So that must be lime green as well, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Yeah, so these are shared between purple and lime green. And we can delineate all of this. That is totally forced. Ah, hang on. I know what these are now. Oh, it's just glorious. That's a 6 by maths, counting the 6 it sees. So that's 7, that's 8, that's 6, that's 5. Oh, okay, well it's good in a way. So that is the extent of purple. So that's lime green. That's purple. We've done the oh, whoopsie. We've done the bottom of the grid in the sense that we've delineated some of the regions. We certainly haven't done the Sudoku. Although I can see I can now write a 6 into orange, and it has to go there by sort of weird logic. So what's the rest of orange then? 3, 7, 8, 9. So these squares are 1, 4, 5 to complete the rest of this row. That is not a 1. That is not a 1. So the 1 goes here, and that clears some fog. That can't be a 4 by Sudoku, so that's a 4. Oh, nah, nearly. I thought I might be able to get 4 in the bottom row, because this digit can't appear again in purple in the bottom row. So 4 is there or there, but I don't think I know which. There might be all sorts of law of leftovers stuff we can do, though. How shall we approach that question? Where's 8 in lime green? I don't know, but it's in one of those 2 squares because it hasn't made an appearance yet. That can't be a 3 by little old Sudoku, rearing its sometimes ugly head for us to... Oh, that square must be deducible now. That's 8, look. Oh, that's lovely. That's going to give me the 8 here. 8, 8. By circle logic. So we need 3, 7, 9 into those squares. Can we get any of that done? Get rid of 7 from that one. That's 3 or 9 only. What do we need in the rest of blue? 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, let's label those up and see if we can do anything. That can't be 4. That can't be 3. And this one, bother. I think that can be most things. Oh dear. No, can't see how to do that, I'm afraid. Right, so we're going to have to do more thinking soon. Where should we look for our thinking? That digit has to appear. That digit has to appear in lime green. Where does it go? The answer is there, which is potentially... Right, okay, but where's 5 in purple? I haven't put 5 in purple yet. I also, I'm just realising, haven't put 2 in purple. I don't know if I can actually get that. I mean, the 2's in one of those 2 squares, I think, in purple, by Sudoku. And 5 is in one of these 2 squares, which means that's not 5, that's not 5. Yeah, that's quite powerful though, because this digit, remember, was the same as this one, because this is the digit that we were thinking about where we had to put it in lime green. So that square now is a 3 or a 9, because it's the same as this one. That is a 3-9 pair in blue, so this square here is a 4. That square there is a 5. Oh, that's right as well, because it couldn't be 3-9. Now, does that do anything? I'm not sure. It did a little bit of Sudoku. I don't think it's done very much more, actually. I certainly haven't. I mean, have I used all these clues up? I've used... No, I really haven't. I mean, this one's got to have 1, 2, 3. This one's got to have 3 borders out of 4 in a northerly direction. Ah, hang on, 3 borders. 1, 2, 3. Look, this one's doable. All 3 of these are borders. That's something I hadn't appreciated. What about this square? That's a 1 or a 2, because it's only got 2 borders to play with. I mean, both of these... Oh, no, the 2 clue, that's where I should look now, because that's got its 2 borders. So these are all green. That's lovely. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in green, so that's at least a 6. And it's at the moment it's only seeing 3, so it's seeing at least 3 more up here to get to a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. This is a 6, I think. I'm just going to check that. I think that logic was good. It's only seeing 3. It must be at least a 6 by Sudoku because it's got a 5 in its region. Yeah, so that's finished it. So this is a region. That is a 6. Oh, it didn't clear any fog. That might be because I've already... Yeah, maybe I've already cleared the fog by getting the 4 and the 5, so I shouldn't be too worried about that, I hope. These squares are 5, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to pencil mark it. Proper pencil marking. But what does that mean? It means these squares are 7, 8, 9 triple, which means this square is a 3, which is rather pretty. So we get a 7, 8, 9 triple here. I feel like that 3 is meant to disambiguate that 3, 9 pair, but it doesn't seem to want to. Naughty digit. But what is that digit? That's a 5, because we've got to put a 5 in the column. Oh, goodness. Right. Now this region has to poke out, I can see. And this square is already seeing 5 yellows, but it can't be 5. In fact, it can't be 6, 7 or 8 either, so that's a 9, and that's here. Oh, no, that's I'm still hopeful that that's not incorrect logic. It didn't clear fog, which was what I was perturbed about, but look, it's counting 9 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of those are yellow, and it's by being 9, its nature is that it's saying I see all the cells in my region, so we know that this is the complete yellow region. And that 9 finishes the 9 and the 3. So let's work out what we need here. We need 2, 3 and 5 into the bottom row, and that's not 2, and that could be anything. And that's that is 2, right? So that's the 2. This is a 3, 5 pair. This column just needs high digits in it. That can't be 9. It's just wonderful, isn't it? That's a 2, 4 pair by dint of Sudoku. And all we've got to do now, well, I suppose there's always going to be stuff under the fog, isn't there? I was thinking, we're running out of clues, but presumably I just have to somehow find my way. You know, if I can get this digit, for example, it might clear some stuff and allow us to learn more about the grid. 2 and 4, I can place 4 by the law of leftovers, because we've got to put a 2 and a 4 in row 1. Where do they go? They can't repeat in yellow, can they? So they go in these 2 squares, and I've got a 4 here. So I get a 4 in the corner, a 2 here. That is counting its horizontal count, which must be a 7, I think. So this isn't 7, this isn't 7, that isn't 7. That's counting borders beneath it, of which there could be plenty. Well, this is the important one. That's just straightforward. That's a 1, which is making that a 2, which introduces a new border here by the 2 count. Oh, goodness only knows what this digit is. At the moment, it's seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's seeing 5, so it's not 5. So it's 6, 7, or 8. It's not 7, so it's 6 or 8, and that's a 6-8 pair that's come out of nowhere. So I need to put 1 and 3 into the top row. That must be, yeah, that's resolved. That's a 3. That's a 1. But 8, isn't 8 going to mean every ball? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, if this was 8, it would mean every single possible border would be a delineation, and the bottom of the grid doesn't have a border. So that must be a 6, that must be an 8. These squares get 8-less. They're now 8-less. They're not. And then we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 into these squares. And one of those is a thingy, which is the technical term for a circle. Now, okay, the 2 clue is saying I either join with the 4 and then the 4 continues, or I go here and I'm not part of the 4 group. I've got 3 and 5 looking at that square, so that's... I could have got that ages ago from when I got this digit. Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay, so these are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, well, let's do it, because there's a lot of Sudoku to be done off the back of that. This can't be. This is right down to 4 or 7. That one can't be 6. That one can't be 7. That one can't be 4. And that one can't be 4. Yeah, that didn't work. That really didn't work. This is at least a 5. 2, 3, 4. Well, right, but it is a 5, in fact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The maximum count it could have is 6, and it can't be a 6. So it certainly can't be 7, 8, or 9. That's a 5. And therefore, well, those squares are all in the same region. That is certainly true. That is a 7, I've just noticed. So that's useful. There's an 8 looking at this, so that's a 9. This is an 8. This is a 9. Is that doing more? Yes, that 9 is seeing that. Well, it sees that square, which indirectly sees this one. So this is now not 7. This is not 5. The 5 does the 5 and the 3 at the bottom of the grid. So that's not 3, and that's not 5. And I've got a 4-7 pair now in lime green, so we can do a bit more tidying up. This becomes a 3-5-6 triple. Now, how do we do this stuff? Don't know. I'm not sure. We could... 2 here. I'm going to get 2 and 4 into the grid. feel like I've got a lot of 2s. I have got a lot of 2s. I've got 8 2s, so it shouldn't be a... Yeah, so where is the 2 in row 4 is a good question. The answer is there, clearing the last of the fog. So all the 2s are done. So all the 2s have to be in different regions. Now, can we do something with that knowledge? So one of these 2s has to be given to the red region. Well, I mean, that could be those 2. I don't think it can be that one, because if that goes into the red region, even if I leave as much space as I can, I'm not leaving 9 squares of space. So this is not red, this is a new colour. And therefore, we'll award it the colour of blue, and we'll start reusing blue. One of these is red. Do we know whether this square is red or not? The thing is, I don't know. Or is this 6 now relevant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only got 5. Yes, I've only got 5 borders, but there's no border within red, is there? So that must be the 6th border. I'm just going to double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this 2 is not red, is what we've just learned. We've worked out already it's not blue. So the only other 2 that can be red is that one, which means 7 goes into red. Now, I feel like that's doing something. I can't see what it might be. Blue now has to extend, obviously. So if blue... Is it really possible that blue does something like that? It might be. I don't know. I'm just conscious of this 2 clue. It feels like it's very constrained to me. I can't quite visualize what I'm meant to realize about that. So these are 3, 5, and 6 by Sudoku. I still haven't done that clue either, have I? Well, this region is this cell is at least a 5. It can take 3 verticals, so these squares are in the same region. And can that be? Yeah, probably that can't be red then. Yeah, it definitely can't be red, but it could be blue. So this is... Oh, it has to be blue. Yeah, that's beautiful. It has to be blue because it needs a 2 in it. Yeah, so the point is, let's just have a look at these squares, which I know are in the same region because of this clue is at least a 5. Now, once we get to here, we can see how can we make this black region take this 2, given that this square is not in the black region because of the delineation we've got here. There's no way to get to this 2 because we're going to have to go through here then, and then we're going to have to loop round, and these 2 squares are in different regions. So the only place the black region can get a 2 from now, because it can't join red, it would be too big a region, is there, and therefore all of those squares are blue. Because you can't hide another region between. You can't sort of loop round here and then come back in here. This would have to be a 9-cell region that we've looped round, and that won't work. Now this 2 is finished. So this is probably red. That's what I think. Oh, I have to be careful. You can make this red, but it's difficult. But we do for sure know that's true. And therefore, can I just make this red and be done with it? Well, actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Probably is the answer. Okay, what's this digit? It's already seeing 6 horizontally, so it's lost its ability to be 5. We know that this is a region, so that's also legitimate. So now This must take it must have a vertical component. So that at least is blue, and possibly this one as well. Okay. I don't know. It can't be that one, can it? Do I know something about this one that I don't feel like I know? I probably do if I think about it hard enough. This 2 is in the last, so this needs its own colour. Let's just make it, oh no, I shouldn't make it black. Let's make it orange. Oh no. Let's make it, I'm going to make it yellow. I don't think it can touch this yellow. Now. Well, yellow has to get out because that isn't 9 cells. So yellow is going to bump into this. In fact, yellow can't get this 3. Oh, does this 3 have to be red then? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does. Because I've already got 8 cells of blue. And if yellow comes here, I think yellow in fact is going to end up coming here because yellow can't do that loop. So that 3 is red. And now I have a bit of a problem. But it's a good problem. It's a problem in the most excellent way. Because now this can't be red. Because if it is, it's going to come down and join. Well, A, it's a 10-cell region. B, these 2 squares couldn't be 3s or 5s. They both have to be 6s. So these are yellow, which means that must be yellow. And now this is getting bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's got to be yellow, which is what I thought was going to happen. So this digit now. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look, look, this is it. What's this circle? It's already seeing 5, which it can't be. And it can't be 7, it can't be 8 or 9, so it is 6. Well, that didn't clear any fog, but that's probably okay. So that becomes 6, that becomes 3, that becomes 5. That 6 knocks a 6 out of this square. Now, what are the problematic digits that we've got to get into the grid? In fact, what are those digits? They're a 1. Well, they're a 1 and a 4 by Sudoku. So that's a 1. That's a 4. Let's keep trying that. I think 1, 3, and 6 into this column. We can put the 1 in, the 3 in, the 6 in. This can't be 6. This is a 7, 9 pair. That's a 6. That cleared the last of the fog. Oh, we can't. Right. We've got a 6 and a 1 in yellow. So neither of these squares can be yellow. They have to be red. And that means red has got all 9 of its cells. So red is finished. Yellow has not got its cells. It's only got 7 of its cells. So yellow must finish there, which means that last square is blue. That is the delineation of the regions finished. There's a 5, 7, 8 triple in blue, which means this is a 9. We haven't put 8 into yellow. So we must do that. 8, 7, 7, 4. We've not put 4 into red. Oh, please don't get a deadly pattern. Please, 7, 8 pair here. This is 5. That's a 3. Oh, I see. I've got, what I should do is use the circle. And that circle is an 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, circle is 8. So that's an 8. This is a 7. This 8 is very useful, so that's 8, that's 9, that's 9, that's 7, that's 7, that's 5. Now all I've got to do is make sure I've painted in all the region borders. Let's make sure we've done that. And then we will have finished what is a lovely puzzle. I think that might be okay. Let's see, is it right? Yes, it is right. 180 people. Oh, it's really old. It's an old puzzle I hadn't realised at all. We've had that recommended to us recently, Chili. Well, it's very, very cool. My favourite bit of this whole puzzle was the orange region. I worked out quite quickly that the orange region had to have a 2. And I thought it was going to be that too, and then I worked out it couldn't be because of the arrow. And then to work out it had to snake round and bump into this was absolutely gorgeous. That is a lovely, lovely idea. And it was, for a chaos construction, remarkably approachable. Enjoyed it mightily. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.